3, 2, 1, and oh, slow reset. Go. Okay. Hopefully that turns out okay. Alright, so this is SM64 The Green Stars, and if you're wondering, well, what the heck is this game, you would probably be in the right for wondering that. So this is a pretty old ROM hack of SM64. It was made by Compel, and I want to say 2013. And there we go, that's our first star. So the gimmick is obviously that the stars are all green. This isn't to be confused with how the green stars work in Galaxy 2. So that was just a bomb clip to get that star. Normally you're supposed to hit a switch for that one. So, again, it's not to be confused with the green stars concept from Galaxy 2. These are entirely new levels, with entirely new missions. That is one of the hardest strats to do early on, is walking up that windmill, but it looks so cool. There we go. Shouts to Ayla Mario. I mean, what? Alright, one thing I should probably clear up right away is I'm actually playing on version 2.1 of the ROM, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because you might be asking yourself, well, where's the HUD? Well, starting with version 2 of this hack, a new feature was added, where if I press R, there's the HUD. So the HUD will only show up if I actually hold the R button, otherwise it just doesn't appear at all, which does mean I have to kind of keep track of my star count and my coin count at all times. Luckily that's not too hard to do. Also, if I press the L button, then the camera just zooms out like that, which is barely useful at all, but hey, you know, you make do. I mean, interestingly, it doesn't really matter for this run, but on version 2.0, if you do this, if you activate the HUD when you have more than 100 stars, the game will actually crash. So that was patched in this version. So another thing that version 2.1, or that version 2 did for this hack is that it made these secrets invisible by giving them like those pink dots, so that they're way, way easier to find. Because a common theme with secrets in ROM hacks is that they're often just hidden in just completely arbitrary locations, and the same with red coins. Also, yeah, I just ledge crept in the ceiling there, no big deal. This hack is pretty busted in its own way. It's very reminiscent of Star Road in terms of design. So I guess I should go ahead and explain the category. So this hack has 130 stars in total, but 80 star is the equivalent to 70 star in the original SM64, where no star door skipping is allowed, and also BLJs are banned. So yeah, here's the hardest star in the game. So for the most part, you're not going to see too many red coin stars or 100 coin stars. There will be a few that I get, though. And now we're going to be moving on to Course 5. This is Fiery Factory. I haven't really memorized most of the course names. So this is going to be the first exception to the hundreds and reds comment that I literally just made. And that's actually partly because the choice for fast stars throughout this hack is honestly not that big. So some of these stars have to be done to unlock later missions that are somewhat fast. So like I said before, since I can't see the coin count throughout this entire star without pressing R, and it's a pain to actually have to press R for the entire level, then I actually kind of I have to know how many coins I'm going to have in each section, so 100 coin routing needs to be very carefully planned out. Luckily, that's not usually a huge issue. Although you may see me, like, click the camera like that very briefly just to see what my coin count is at. This climb is very awkward. Okay, I just missed a coin there. There's no spare coins in this route, so I'm gonna have to get a backup coin, and I know exactly where I'm gonna get it, so that's okay. I'm just gonna get it from this box over here. try the double star spawn, but I have 2 more coins than usual, so I don't know how well this is gonna work out. I was like very... So, for those who don't know, in SM64, if you cause 2 star spawn cutscenes to play on the same frame, they will actually play at the same time. So by grabbing the 100th coin, by grabbing the 8th red coin, and then grabbing the 100th coin 4 frames later, you can cause that overlap to happen. But it's kind of tricky to do there. There's not really a consistent setup for it. Alright, so now I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna do the rest of the stars. So I didn't mention this during, actually, I'll do that star later. Because there's 2 stars here that require me to make this elevator cycle. And a reminder that this is like still kind of in the early stages of ROM hacks, so although there are some cool mechanics in like the HUD and the camera and all that, there's not a whole lot that can be done in terms of customizing missions to make them like unique to the original game. So a lot of stars are just going to be like freestanding stars or stars from bosses like you just saw there. It's basically you just get to a particular section of the level and hey, there's a star for you. But this hack is actually relatively open-ended, so that actually makes it kind of fun. One of my critiques about a bunch of some of the more modern-day hacks is that they're very linear. At least in terms of level design. At least from what I've seen. Okay, so I got the 2 stars that were required making that elevator cycle. And yes, slide kicking on lava like that is an intended mechanic. Okay, so I didn't mention this before, but this wall kick is actually quite a bit more difficult than it might seem because there's actually a slope at the top of this, so you can't ledge grab it. So you have to do that dive. Okay, I'm gonna kill that fly guy so that it doesn't hurt me.
Here we go!
Okay, so this is the last star I need to get before. So this hack does have this hack is pretty bad in terms of having missions that are act specific. So basically, think of that how like in Bob on Battlefield in the original game, you needed to get star 1 in order to get star 2. This hack does have a lot of those as well. Also, I just skipped that entire room. That wall kick is actually way harder than it looks. So for instance, the reason why I had to do the 100 coin star here and the red coins is because I need to do stars 1 to 4 to get star 5 here. Because there's a shell box that will spawn if and only if I select star 5 or 6. And I have to do the first 4 missions in order for that to be available. So you actually can skip the shell for the star by doing a BLJ, but like I said, BLJs are banned in this category. This is one of the few ROM hacks that still maintains that rule for the intended star count category. I almost just fell off there. Yeah, that shell box isn't there unless you've done the first 4 missions. So at this point, I've done all the stars in that course, but I'm actually going to go back in because, kind of like how Hazy Maze Cave was in the original game, this course actually holds the entrance to the Metal Cap course. Interestingly, while this hack does have the Wing Cap and the Metal Cap, the Vanish Cap is not in this hack at all. Which is kind of a weird design choice in my opinion. But I will be getting both those caps, and I have to slowly push this box to get in there. So get ready for a lot of ha 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 ha's, because we're going to be taking a lot of lava boosting. So I have to go quite a bit out of my way here in order to get the metal cap switch, because I am going to need it for a couple of stars later on. Even though by itself the star I'm going to be getting in here is actually very fast. Now I can actually get what I came here for. So this is one of the dumbest stars in the hack, because I have to lava boost up this lava fall here, or I guess ice waterfall, depending on how you want to look at it. And with Mario Cam, with Mario Cam it is way easier said than done. And also, not only that, this floor is too steep, so I think it's a lava wall instead of a lava floor, so Mario kind of bounces upwards off of it, kind of like that, kind of outwards. And because Mario Cam is not the greatest for lava boosting like that, that's why I constantly had to be turning the camera there. I actually, for reasons I'll explain later, I actually can't switch to like Kichu Cam at all until the very end of the run. So I do have to play pretty much this entire run with Mario Cam, which is better because Black Kichu Cam was not well designed for most of the course design in this hack. So it's good that it defaults to like it's good that it defaults to Mario Cam, but it does come with some disadvantages. So this is the wing cap course. So another interesting difference that version 2 provides is that in earlier versions of this hack, red coin stars would take you out of the stage just like every other star would, which would obviously cost a lot of time to have to do them, but in this hack, every red coin star in a secret course behaves as if it were a Bowser stage red coin star. So they will actually keep you in the course. I didn't want to bonk on that block, so that's why I ground pounded it. Another nice thing about this hack is that when you hold R, it shows you how long your cap has remaining in frames, and then it will also show you how many stars you have in that course. So for example, that I just collected 1 star, and there's another star remaining that I can get, which is what I'm actually going to get. And this star will take me out of the level. Okay. So that's all in terms of caps. And so I have 15 stars now, which means it's time for one of the best stages in the game. And by that, I mean one of the scariest. So this is the first Bowser level. Bowser stages in this hack are terrifying. Because they're the kind of stages where they're very long. And also, I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to be getting red coins yet. They're very long, and they're the kind of stages where one mistake equals death. Because as you can tell, like right here, for instance, there's quicksand there, so mistiming a jump would have been instant death. And pretty much this entire stage is above a pit. So that's the first secret star in that course. There's a red coin star as well that I'm gonna get. And like I said before, this star won't take me out of the stage, so because I have to go all the way to the top of the level anyway, it is only a slight detour to grab these red coins. These elevators are kind of scary. I can't hug up the wall because there's actually a tiny gap between them. And the timing of when I do those jumps is actually very precise because since the elevators are moving up, they can't eat my jumps. So for this red coin, you're supposed to hit a switch to make a box appear, but you can just wall kick, and that's as terrifying as it looks. Yeah, you have to do some precise movement to get past those gold bills. Thankfully, their hitboxes are slightly smaller than the visual. Doing these wall kick chains can be a little bit awkward, while also turning the camera. So I should go ahead and mention this now. I am actually playing this run on keyboard, and that's just because I don't have a controller for my PC. And thankfully, SM64 isn't hindered too much from being on keyboard, but there are a couple disadvantages that it have, and one of them is spinning Bowser under normal circumstances, you would have to frantically mash all 4 direction keys to even spin Bowser. There is an exploit where you can hold right and mash left to spin Bowser quickly, but that only really works in like Q2 Cam. So what I found you can do is that you can grab Bowser and then you can rotate the camera and mash and do the button mashing, and you can achieve the same effect. And I just completely missed that part. The bombs are a lot higher in this fight. So yeah, the reason why I'm constantly turning the camera there, so I can't switch into like Q2 Cam because if I go into the pause menu and switch to like the like Q2 Cam setting, or I switch to the fixed cam setting, then it will switch me to like Q2 Cam, but then I won't be able to switch back to Mario Cam, and that will be a major hindrance for the remainder of the hack. So, and the only way I would be able to switch back is by resetting the game. So, just better to just not have to deal with that. Here is a Calignis Cove. For a water level, these stars here are actually insanely fast. And I just missed that skeeter bounce. Nice. So what I just did there, so that's a mechanic that you see abused in the original game as well. When you swim into a ceiling, the ceiling moves you downwards. So by clipping through that steep floor, I was able to swim into the ceiling hitbox of this cave. And ceilings extend infinitely upward, so by swimming into that ceiling, it just downwarped me into that tunnel. So that's actually one of 2 different ceiling downwarps I'll be doing in this stage. And the setup for that one is a little bit more precise than it looks. You have to be at like the very left edge of the ramp. Just not able to get the skeeter mounts. Okay, so I did a punch clip for the first star because it's a little easier to do that way, but as you just saw there, you can also just swim into it. It's way harder though. And that skips like a massive chunk of swimming. There we go.
Here we go!
So for this star, you're normally supposed to use the metal cap to hit an underwater switch, but there's a lovely mechanic in this game known as frame walking, and if you've never heard of it, it's this. So when Mario's speed is low enough, even when he's on a steep slope, if the stick is neutral and then forwards again, you will actually gain speed on the first frame of movement. So by quickly alternating between neutral and forwards, you can walk up certain steep slopes like that. And that's known as frame walking, because the optimal way to do it is to switch between them every other frame. And it's actually a lot easier on keyboard. That's one advantage that keyboard has, because you can just mash a direction key and you'll be able to achieve the frame walking very easily. Okay, this is the last star I need to get here, and unfortunately I do have to go a little bit out of the way. The perspective here is not that great.
Here we go!
That's everything I'm going to be getting there. So I'm going back up here because now I'm going to be going to course 4, which is Snowstorm Peaks. And I'm going to be trying something for this star, and this first star I'm going to be doing here. And this is one of the coolest strats in the game, in my opinion, and I'm honestly super happy that this is RTA viable, but we'll see if I can get this. So I'm going to clip into this steep floor as well. Ah, I think I barely missed it. So what I'm trying to do there is swim into the death barrier to trigger the death fade out, and then get pushed back into that tunnel where the star is, and collect the star during the death fade out. Because your star count increments when you touch the star, but then doing the death exit is actually faster than doing the star exit. There we go. So there you go. See, the star counted, but I do the death exit instead, which is way faster. And that's known as a death star grab. Okay, I messed up that movement, so I'm just gonna go with the pipe. I'm gonna be getting all 7 stars here as well. There's steep floors here I can clip through if I'm not careful. Okay. All the slopes there are very, very slippery. So if I couldn't just kick up them like I normally could for other slopes. Alright, I need to get the secret star early on because they'll make a pipe spawn in the secret slope later. There we go. So unfortunately, I have to do a lot of lava boosting to get these secrets. Thankfully, there's a heart here that can mitigate some of the damage loss, and I just failed horrendously at getting that secret. Yeah, I apologize if the keyboard sounds are a little annoying.
Here we go!
Okay, I'm gonna do coin collecting now. There's not a whole lot to say here. This jump up the snowman is actually kind of tricky because you kind of have to like get lodged inside the snowman like that in order to be able to not do a steep jump. And coin RNG is actually a pretty big factor in this star because that money bag, as you can see, I just missed 2 coins from it. So I'm gonna have to. How many coins I miss from that money bag can and usually does determine how many coins I have to get from all the Mr. Blizzards. Also, yeah, the coin models in this game are revamped to look a little bit cleaner, but that also, for some reason, when coins spawn from the snowman, they spawn really, really weirdly. Notice how they kind of like flip around. I don't exactly know why that is. Okay, I should be decent on coins here. I have to stop there in order to make sure I can actually get that coin without sliding past it. Oh yeah, I'm good on coins. I actually am able to skip a snowman here. I didn't think I'd be able to do that. Overall, that wasn't too bad.
Here we go! Here we go!
So there's a penguin star in this level as well. I'll explain that later. Basically, you can escape from a Chuckia's grasp by just mashing A and mashing the control stick rapidly. It's very complicated. So I'm gonna grab this penguin, and I'm gonna try to jump through this floor here. This is very precise. There we go. Jumping through steep floors like that is quarter step dependent because Mario's movement per frame is actually measured in quarter steps. And you need to be able to pass through that entire floor in a single quarter step. And doing that skips having to take the... There's a switch that you normally need to hit in order to make boxes in here that you're supposed to use to get out of that little crevice there. But I find doing that way easier. Though I had to... You'll notice I had to swim a little bit outside because I actually could have down-warped into that cave where I got that first star. And if you and once you enter that cave, you can't get back out. So I had to be really careful there. Also, this is a star.
Here we go!
So that's Snowstorm Peaks. Very cool level. Not pun, not intended. Now we got another disadvantage of keyboard, which is cannon shots. Aiming cannons is very hard due to keyboard sensitivity. And this is the first one of them. So I have to shoot onto the star shroom because there is a toad here. So because this star, because I'm collecting an overworld star that won't kick me out of the stage at a star count that would normally give me a text box, which is 30, I will have to deal with the text box here. For the most part, you can't skip those, but due to the way this route works out, I nice exposed ceiling there. Due to the way this route works out, you kind of just have to deal with that specific text box, but Compel made it so that stars that kick you out of stages don't give you those text boxes. Right, this is Womp's Fortress. This is actually course 2. I could have done this. I couldn't do this course earlier because I needed the wing cap for 2 of the stars. Yeah, Meow Mix, this hack is very bad when it comes to cannon shots without visual cues. And they're also the kinds of cannon shots where if you're off by even a little bit, you're gonna miss it and die. Thankfully, that's not too much of an issue in 80 star, but in 130 star, it's just absolutely terrible. And it's even worse with keyboard. That's another example of a star that could use a BLJ strat, but again, BLJs are banned in 80 star. So, going through the water here to get to this section is actually slightly faster than taking the regular way. And I'm basically going to be doing that for the next 3 stars. And here's King Womp. He's a little bit shorter than he is in the original game. Yeah, 130 star has gotten pretty crazy. I'm probably gonna get burned here.
Here we go!
The reason why I didn't submit regular 130 stars is because it is super repetitive at times, and some of the stars just take forever. And you have to do, there's a course in this game that I'm just flat out not going to be visiting at all because none of the stars are worth it in 80 star. And the 1 star that is worth it, in order for the strat that makes it worth it to be viable, you have to get every other star in the level first. Because again of the accuracy. So this star and the other one require the wing cap, which is why I didn't do this course. Which is why I didn't do this course before.
Here we go!
If I messed up climbing those boxes, I would have fallen all the way down. So that's why I took it kind of slow. Another disadvantage of keyboard is that getting specific angles that aren't just cardinal directions can be very challenging. And again, sensitivity also can apply to just regular movement as well, so sometimes you see me like jump in place if I'm trying to set up a jump.
Here we go!
Just to kind of get a better angle. Let's look for Womp's Forest. Also, this key door animation is broken, don't question it. It actually causes Mario to downwarp to that floor, so I have to jump back up in order to enter the door. It's kind of hilarious. Okay, so here's Boo's Trembling Tower. I'm going to be getting exactly 1 star from here, but the star is fast, so... Everything below me is quicksand, by the way. Okay, I did not like that angle. Like I said, attaining specific angles that aren't cardinal directions are often very hard on a keyboard. That was slow, but I'll take it. Yeah, none of the other stars there are fast at all, so we're just not gonna bother getting anything else there. And now it's time for Scorching Desert. So this first star, this seems like the intended way to get the star. It's actually not. Once you select the mission that star is, tornadoes will spawn there that you can use to twirl to that star, but you can also just jump to it. Yeah, that's basically what the level is, Meow Mix. Okay, so I wouldn't normally attempt this in runs, but because this is a marathon, I'm going to attempt this exactly once. This is a very dumb strat. So, I'm going to try to skip climbing on this hangable ceiling here with a very precise wall kick. Oh my gosh, I actually made that. I'm pretty sure if that wasn't a first frame wall kick, I would not have made that. But for reference there's a hangable ceiling there that you're normally supposed to climb all the way. There's like 3 different ways to skip it, and all 3 of them suck. That's just the easiest one for me, and it's just incredibly hard. Yeah, Deep Dank Abyss, that's the level I said we're not going to be seeing at all. So that saved me like 15 seconds getting that strat there. I thought I wasn't going to make that jump.
Here we go!
Okay, there's one more star here that I can get. The other non-coin collecting mission is secrets, so obviously that requires going around the entire level. Not exactly desirable in a category where you want to get all as many fast stars as possible.
Here we go!
Okay, so again, I'm going to be re-entering this course because there's an entrance to a secret course from within Scorching Desert. And that secret course has a star I can get. So this secret course is known as the Secret Ancient Temple, and the red coin star here is probably the worst star casually, because it's basically one giant maze, and unless you absolutely know a route through it, you're going to get lost, and it's going to take you like 15 minutes to find all the red coins. But there's also another star here that's just very fast. Requires doing a precise flight underneath that gate.
Here we go!
So yeah, obviously not getting the red coin star there, because even if you know the route, it takes like 3 minutes. Okay, so there's a few courses behind this door I can get. Okay, so this is the star. I'm going to reference the meme here. It's the, Wow, I cannot believe I've messed that up. So this is the level with the the music that has the terrible ear-destroying note, hour-long note, aka Beach Bowl. This hack kind of likes Galaxy music. That's what I was trying to do the first time, I just failed it because I'm bad. Now, hopefully, I won't be in this level long enough for you to hear that ear-destroying note, hour-long note. Here's a pretty big skip here, so I'm going to use Chuckya here to do a clip through this wall, and directly below me is one star here, and this skips not only a lot of swimming, but also having to raise the water level in that cave. So yeah, very good skip there. There's a Wiggler fight here, so that's where I'm going. Wiggler is pretty much unchanged as usual, except this time there's no boss music. Again, I'm only going to be getting 4 stars here because the 5th star is a secret star, and it takes forever. Okay, so that's it for that level. Thankfully, you didn't get to hear that terrible note at the end of the song. So So now we're gonna go to Giant Overgrown Garden, but before we do that, here's another toad. So yeah, these toad stars are what constitute the overworld stars in this hack. There's actually no MIPS in this hack, sadly, because those would have allowed for some pretty cool stars. Okay, so I'm gonna actually start by getting a star here that requires opening the cannon, because even though opening a cannon is slow, it'll allow me to get some kind of fast stars. But in order to get up there, I'm gonna have to do this kind of dumb triple jump wall kick. You actually, that switch over there is what you're supposed to hit in order to get up here, but this is slightly cooler. There we go. Spacing required for that is very precise. And I have to go up here to get this star anyway, so I might as well open the cannon while I'm here.
Here we go!
So this is going to be another course where I'm actually going to be getting the 100 coin star, because there's a lot of blue coins. There's a lot of big Goombas here that give blue coins, so you can very easily rack up a lot of coins here. I'm not going to be doing it with reds, however, because reds are actually really slow. So this 100 coin round is actually exclusive to 80 star. And I should also go ahead and give my opinion that, yeah, most of the mid-eye remixes of the songs in this game are, like, okay at best, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody would agree with me. So, in case you can't tell, pretty much every song is from another game. Like, this is, what is this? Maple Treeway from Mario Kart Wii. Right, okay, I have enough points. Yeah, pretty fast 100 coin star you can do here. And I'm right next to another star that requires just jumping inside this. I'm blanking on the name of this. That thing. The star name will tell me. Giant watering can. That's not what I thought the name was, but okay. We'll do the piranha star now. So it might seem kind of slow that I'm going to be hunting the piranhas down because they're kind of spread out, but they're actually like all confined to this beginning area. So that really helps. I gotta remember to go over here though. There's a piranha over here that's very easy to miss.
Here we go!
Okay, so for this next star, I'm going to be clipping into the maze by abusing a property of ceiling hitboxes, which is that once Mario is inside a ceiling hitbox, he's actually unable to move laterally, so he'll just fall straight down, and so that's how I just fell into the maze there. I walked up that slope and entered the ceiling hitbox at the leaf. And that makes this star pretty fast.
Here we go!
Yeah, that's what makes the current versions of randomizers so great. Is that they actually did add those markers that tell you where the piranha plants are. Oh, and on top of that, that's another maze where there's actually red coins in that maze, so if you don't know where you're going to get lost. Which is yet another reason why you don't want to do the 100 coin star here. Which is another reason why you don't do red coins in 80 star, because the maze is just terrible. Okay, we have to deal with the star door opening animation here. So in ROM hacks, if a star door takes the same amount of stars that a star door would take in the original game, then it plays that animation, otherwise it skips it. Okay. Molten Magma Galaxy, I bet you can't guess what this is based off of. Okay, I'm gonna try it. I was gonna try a switch box to skip here, but no, I'm gonna actually have to take the switches. You can lava boost up that lava fall to skip those boxes, but I took damage beforehand and it requires 2 lava boosts. Right. This is another course with 100 coin stars, just fast, so I'm actually going to be doing that now. You mean COVID Mountain? Ha 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 ha, I'm funny. Yeah, for how I should mention this, I love the original Melty Molten track, and this song is, this variant of it is the disappointment to me. I'm just gonna say that. It's, like, super, super bad. Okay, let's see if I can get the swag speed slide kick here. You can do that slide kick with way more speed than I did. I'm gonna wait there so that that flame has time to go out before I ground pound that blue coin switch. There's another double star spawn you can do here, but I don't know the setup for it, so I just did that the regular way. Yeah, most of the Galaxy remixes are the disappointing ones.
Here we go!
Yeah, like I said, that's a very fast 100 coin star, so it's worth getting. Alright, so I do have to get this star in order to have access to the later stars, because this is another level where there's a lot of hack-specific nonsense. Pretty good. Those bullies can just snowball you into massive time losses if they want to. Okay, we're almost at, and what in my opinion is another one of the coolest strats in the run. Of course, we get to do this kind of lame star. So yeah, that pipe isn't there on earlier missions. Depth perception is not your friend in SM64.
Here we go!
Okay, so I'm just gonna shut up and not say anything, because if I get this first try, it'll look really cool. So, I'm really hoping I can do this. This is a very difficult strat. I have a backup star I can do. So for this star, you're actually supposed to use a cannon and the wing cap, but by triple jumping against that out of bounds section, you can recoil your flight and get just enough height to reach that pillar, and then you can also get up there.
Here we go!
Okay, I have to remember to select star 5 when I re-enter. So what I'm trying to do is get this bob-omb into a hands-free state by diving into it and landing on this slope. And then in this hands-free state, I can actually fly with the bob-omb. Alright, nice. So by using that bloated bob-omb hitbox, that's you know, commonly used for exploits in this game, I was able to have it clip me through the pillar there and underneath the floor into the end of that lava section, which normally requires a shell to get to, and that saves about like 15 seconds or something. So I just intentionally died there in order to get back here a little bit quicker. Okay, so this is the second Bowser level. This is another really, really scary stage. This star is just stupid. It's an even stupider version of the star I got in the Metal Cap course because you have way less room to work with and the camera's just awful. Thank goodness I got it first try. There's another star. Good design. So I'm going to be getting all 4 stars here, including the red coin star, because again, red coin stars aren't going to take me out of the level, and since I have to go up the entire level anyways, I might as well devote the time into getting all of them. And then the other 3 stars are very fast.
Here we go!
But once again, like the first Bowser stage, this is another stage where if I fall basically anywhere, it's a massive, massive time loss because it usually results in death. So I'm going to try to get these 2 red coins without having to get the metal cap. They're very hard to see because everything is red. Nice! That's very hard to do. It's not over yet, though. So most of that lava area is actually surrounded by intentional invisible walls that are supposed to prevent you from like skipping stuff. So if I fall there, if I fall down during this section, I actually won't be able to recover it. So I gotta be really careful here. Nice. I'm gonna intentionally block there so that I can enter free fall and get an immediate double jump. Okay, that bomb cycle was kind of in a bad spot, so I couldn't triple jump onto it. I do that triple jump dive. It's barely any faster than just going the normal way, but it's a lot safer in my opinion.
Here we go!
Alright, I didn't die or fall down or anything, which is very good. Okay, so this second Bowser fight is stupid because the bomb is there's only one bomb and it's all the way on the other side of the stage. And not only that, there's fire, and I'll explain how that works in just a second. Yeah, there's a lot of fire surrounding the bomb as well. So when you touch Bowser's tail, it sets a flag that indicates that Mario should grab Bowser if he's facing a certain direction relative to Bowser. I don't know why it just happened there. So by touching Bowser's tail and then moving in front of him while facing in the direction of his tail, I'm able to just grab his tail prematurely or remotely. This throw is just so dumb because you can't see the ball. There we go. So that's the last time I have to do Bowser throws like that, thankfully. So that's the second key. And from here on out, there's just kind of a few small courses that have stars I can get in them. Honestly, the last third of this run isn't super interesting, but there's still a couple of interesting things I'll be able to point out. I don't know what just happened there. Okay, so we're gonna be heading to Misty Mine next. I'm only gonna be getting 3 stars here. So if you pay close attention here, you'll probably notice that the bowling balls are not following the path that it looks like they should be following. And that's actually because bowling balls use waypoints to determine their movement. And this is one of the older hacks that suffers from a unusual bug where entering a certain course will actually cause any object that uses waypoints to bug out and just not follow them at all. So if this were 130 star, I'd actually have to reset the game after doing the melting magma galaxy, because that would make a few stars actually uncompletable, because Koopa the Quick is affected by it, as well as some moving platforms. But in this case, it actually makes this part easier, because these bowling balls are normally a nightmare to navigate past. But in this star, there's actually an elevator that you're supposed to ride to get all the red coins. That star is currently impossible, because not only is the elevator not going to be able to follow its assigned path, it's not even in the correct starting location. But thankfully, red coins is slow anyways, so we won't be getting it. Oh yeah, like the racing penguin is affected, bowling balls are affected, moving platforms are affected. It's a complete mess. Can I please get up here? Please. There we go. I don't understand what was so hard about that. Safe here, because I can't afford to take damage if I miss the star and jump into the lava.
Here we go!
That was pretty bad. Okay, I'm climbing up these poles here because there's one final Toad star up here. And now we're going to be heading to perilous cliffs. Most of the stars here are fairly self-explanatory. Please make it? Okay. That elevator cycle is what really matters for this star. Again, those slopes are extremely slippery, so if I just touched them, I would have just slid off and died. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this level, honestly. I think most of the stars just kind of speak for themselves, I feel like. It is definitely a nice breather level, I'd say, for the most part. Aside from that first star that I got. Well, actually, aside from the first 2 stars, they're, for the most part, pretty easy. there's actually an exposed ceiling there I could have hit. Exposed ceilings are basically what invisible walls are.
Here we go!
Basically, I mentioned earlier that ceiling hitboxes extend upwards infinitely until there's a floor above them, but in some cases, floors don't conceal ceiling hitboxes, so they're able to be exposed. And that's what commonly causes invisible walls. So that's a cannon that you're supposed to use to get into this course, but you can just wall jump to it. And this is Rainbow Star Haven. This course is terrible to do in 130 star because there's a star that requires collecting 5 secrets, and for the secrets you need to use cannon shots to shoot between the platforms, but it's just a complete nightmare, especially with keyboard controls, because if you're even off by a tiny amount, you die. Also, a very interesting fun fact. So right now, my coordinates are greater than 12,000 in absolute value. So if I were to spawn a 100 coin star here, a certain function that is responsible for helping the star move during the spawn cutscene would actually fail to work during this when I'm in this section. So you'll notice there that the poof around that star kind of looked a little bit weird. That's because that function was failing to move all those particles. So if I spawned a 100 coin star in that section, the game would actually soft lock because it would just be, the cutscene would just be stuck. And so that's an issue that's present in actually quite a few areas in this hack and in a few other older hacks as well. Let's run this. Oh, wow! That pipe just completely owned me.
Mamma mia!
I would have made that, but the pipe pushed me off. I want to say that's the first. No, I had an unintentional death before. Okay, don't let the same thing happen again. Okay, we're good. I'm meaning to jump off that elevator, but it's very hard with the elevator moving upwards. It just eats your jumps all the time.
Here we go!
I'm only going to be getting 3 stars here because the other stars take way too long or are just stupid. Okay, so on this blocky Mario here, the green stuff is stuff I can stand on. The red stuff is slippery, and the orange stuff is quicksand.
Here we go!
So you gotta be very careful with which surfaces you touch there. Okay, so like before, there's another secret course hidden within this course. So I am actually gonna be going back in here as the Nostalgist Slide. And this is probably the riskiest part of the route that I'm doing here, is getting 2 stars here instead of just 1. Because it's a very difficult strat I'm gonna be going for this first one. So there's an invisible wall there that was intentionally put in there that's supposed to prevent you from skipping it, but you can still skip it. That's way, way harder than it looks.
Here we go!
So I have to make sure to zoom in to Mario Cam when I enter that door, because otherwise the camera gets stuck behind the door and it's very awkward. Yeah, unfortunately, unlike later hacks, I do have to make my way back to the slide through this course, and it doesn't just kick you out next to the entrance like later hacks would. Well, the good news is, Here's the other star I get here.
Here we go!
Yeah, that star is definitely worth it. Okay, we just have 3 stars left. Yep, we have 3 left, and they're gonna be all from here. Cloudy Quadrangle. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about this level. Well, it has a pretty good Pedal Metal remix. So yes, climbing a pole like this is actually faster than just climbing it normally. I know it doesn't look like it, but it actually is. It's a little difficult to utilize for the most part, though, especially without tasks. Gotta be careful with the swamp here.
Here we go!
Yeah, we're definitely not doing the cloudy right into the blimp. Not that it can anyways, because the platform is not what it's supposed to be, and it wouldn't follow the path it's supposed to. Plus, it's like a 2-minute auto-scroller, so yeah, definitely not worth it for this category. This star is kind of scary. Because for one, this chuck, yeah, is annoying to dodge. You kind of just have to guess where to jump off here, and then your timing here has to be pretty good in order to make sure you get under the swamp safely. Hey, one more. So there you go, that's 80 stars. So all that's left to do is the final Bowser level. And as I'm going into the final Bowser level, I'm going to say, there's a strat I'm going to attempt here that was found within the last year, I want to say. It basically involves using that bloated blob bomb and hands-free technique you've seen already throughout this run. Except to a much greater effect. The chances that I get this are like less than 1%, but we'll see. Okay, well that's already not a good start. I'll try it with the other bomb bomb. I'm actually gonna respawn the bomb bombs, because I really want to give this a try. Oh, come on. Okay, yeah, that's a bad angle to be facing. I want to get it. Well, I want to give it like one really, really good attempt. There we go. So now I have a bloated bob bomb in hands-free, and I can navigate with it all the way up here. And by kicking the bob bomb, I can temporarily disable the backwards momentum. But this last part is the hard part. Oh my goodness, I actually got that. That final side flip dive into the bob bomb there is frame perfect. You need to grab that bob bomb at the highest possible bloat size to do that. So I just skipped like over half the level by doing that. So if you got that, I don't know how much time I saved. I don't think it was much because I had to respawn the bob bomb several times. But optimally, that could save like I think it's around a minute or so over doing that level the normal way. I'm very surprised that I got that. Okay, so here's the final Bowser level, and I can switch the camera mode here. I gotta be careful to not let Bowser spawn fire, though, because that actually has a chance of causing sprite overload. So, we're just not gonna do that. Hopefully I don't die here. Should hit. Not gonna hit. Nice. So this is actually gonna be a PB for me. Okay, so timing ends when I touch the big star, just as always. And time. Okay, so I split a little late, but my final time was 1:05:59. That's a PB by almost 3 minutes. Man, what an ending to that run. So yeah, that was SM64 the Green Stars. So the world record is actually a little under 10 minutes better than this. It is held by Sagochu, SM64, who, if you haven't heard of him, amazing ROM hack runner, as well as an amazing vanilla runner, so definitely check him out. He has pushed this game way far beyond where anyone else would be able to. So very happy with how that run went, even if there were a few slip-ups here and there, so thanks for watching that.